What is going on, everyone? Caveman Crypto here, and today we're taking a look at Forgotten Runiverse. So I'm going to start a new series called Noob Reacts, because in the past I called these videos like intros or overviews, but I don't really know enough about these games when I first played them to give any kind of serious intro or really an overview of the game. This is really my first reaction to playing the game, or pretty much for the first time. I jump in there, make my account, go through tutorial, play a little bit just to get a feel for it. But these videos are going to be like the first time actually getting in there and doing anything serious to kind of get a feel of how the game would play and see if this is something I would like to continue playing. And hopefully this gives you an idea of for the same thing. Like, would you want to continue playing this game? Do you like the way it looks? And then I can make more videos about it in the future, going into more details. But this really is just a kind of a first time reaction to the game. So I heard about this game because I'm playing Pixels and I'm on the Discord and I see they did this partnership with Forgotten Runiverse, which is an MMORPG. But the cool thing is that you could use Pixels, which you earn in a Pixel game, to buy and I don't know, buy and sell things. I guess maybe I'm not sure if you could sell them for Pixel, but you could definitely use the Pixels in the Forgotten Runiverse, which I think is a pretty neat concept because if you've seen my other video on Alluvium, you know that Alluvium is kind of it's like multiple games in one. I think it's like 4 games all in the same ecosystem. One of the games is a mobile farming game where you can earn resources, and then you can send those resources to another game called Overland, which is where you'd actually use those resources to play in the game. So you can kind of do the same thing with Forgotten Universe. You could have pixels being like your farming stuff where you go and earn pixels there, and then you could use those pixels over here in Forgotten Universe to level up and buy gear and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really neat concept. I always love when 2 projects come together like this. So it's pretty cool. I jumped in for a little bit. I love the art style. It has a lot of promise to this game, but we're going to dive in and try to complete some quests. So I'll see you there. Hey there, Feature Caveman Crypto here. So, somehow between recording the last video and the next video, I somehow muted my mic, with the end result being that the next video has no audio whatsoever. So, with the help of ChatGPT, I created this little icon which I'm going to paste over my avatar just to indicate that there's no audio going on, and instead I'm going to do a voiceover, which shouldn't be that big a deal. I'm just going to talk about the same things that I talked about in the video. It's just crazy annoying, and I'm not sure how I even did that. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. See you later. Alrighty, here we are, Forgotten Runiverse. Never mind that creepy little picture I had to cover myself up with. Sorry about the audio troubles. I'm not sure what I did wrong, because the last video recorded just fine, but then the next video didn't work, so now I'm just doing this voiceover, but whatever, we'll make it work. Anyways, Forgotten Runiverse. Found out about this game through the Pixel Discord. I've been playing Pixel. If you've seen my channel, you've seen some videos on that. I really like the Pixel game. This has kind of a similar art style, the whole, pixelated kind of old school look, which works really well for like Web3 games. I'm not sure why, but the Web3 games seem to really gravitate towards this kind of old school style. Maybe it's because maybe it's just in general it's become a popular style because all of us who are at the age when we played these games as kids are now the ones making these games. And so now we're doing a little throwback to our childhood with these games. All right, so here I am gathering some resources. I really like, this is really funny. When you gather resources, you just do a little dance and then you get the resources. You don't need any kind of equipment or anything, at least not that I've seen. You just walk up to it, click it, and then you gather resources. Maybe later on you'll need to get some gear or something to mine or gather higher resources, but who knows. So right now I'm wandering through this forest. Our quest originally was to go and cleanse the forest because all the animals kind of went nuts in this forest, and you're trying to go research what's happening. You're supposed to find a group of people who went out there, and I talked to them at first, and they gave me I got to gather some flowers, and then they helped me with those flowers. I was able to make a hat, which is how I have my cool little hat now, and now I'm heading back to them to help them cleanse the forest. And so anyways, there was the battle scene there. I kind of made short work with that rat because, as you can see, I'm level 4 because when I first got into this forest, I got lost. I wasn't sure where to go, and I kind of just wandered around, and I fought everything I could, and got to level 4. So now I'm actually kind of overpowered for this area. These bears are still kind of tough. So you can see how at the bottom on the little timer thing, it shows when you can attack. So you can attack whenever your icon gets that to the end there, and then now I can attack. This bear is tough, not only because he hits hard, but he also has a stun ability. So when he hits you, you see your little icon will stop, or there it gets knocked back, which is kind of cool that kind of slows down your attack speed. So in the past, when I was fighting this guy, I would wait till I got under 25% health because that's when your health or your healing ability does the most, is under 25%. But then he would like stun me and just kill me before I have a chance to heal. And so I died to that dude several times. But now I'm strong enough that I can withstand it. So just a little word of warning: if you get in there, watch out for the bears. They're pretty bad news. Also, kind of fun is that different RPGs handled it different ways. Sometimes in RPG you might just wander around and get random encounters. Sometimes the mobs are just like stationary, and you can choose to run to them if you want to. This game does it where they have a kind of a wandering mob, and you can choose to run to them if you want to. And but in most cases you can avoid them if you don't want to fight them. But yeah, here we are fighting another bear. You can see I'm doing some kind of damage over time on my flame attack. Um, he's a pretty big heavy hitter, but I should take him down pretty easily. But as I mentioned earlier, for our quest, we're trying to make our way to the end of the forest. And that's what I didn't realize when I first was wandering through the forest. I was kind of just wandering around aimlessly, but there is a path, and if you follow that path all the way through, it should take you to where you need to go. So that's what I'm doing now. Getting close to level 5. Gonna be more OP here in a minute. Yeah, so once again, so even like chopping down trees, same thing. Just walk up to them, do your dance, and get the items. And here is kind of one of the reasons why I got lost previously, because I saw this circle here, and I thought this was like the summoning circle I was supposed to be looking for. Like in the quest, there's like a circle, and this is a circle. I thought there should be people here doing a summoning ritual, and I was like, what's going on? Where's everyone at? And I kept coming back to it. But as you can see here, this is like a gathering station. You can click on this, and it'll tell you what you can gather. So you can see there I have 1, 2, and 4 available to gather of each of those resources. There's a little bit of a cooldown. But if you stay here long enough, you can, run through and just gather all the resources here, which is kind of interesting. But definitely did confuse me when I first got here. I thought this was where this summoning circle was. So my bad. But, the glass is half full. I am now level 4 because I got lost so bad. There you go. If I can make it past this bush there. Here is some more resource to gather. Get your little vacuum dude. I'm not sure what that guy is exactly, but he helps you gather resources. So he's on our side. The trees are kind of funny because they kind of block your path, but they don't. There's like some times when you can kind of just like walk through and make your way through. And I'm wondering if later on if there's going to be like hidden secrets kind of paths where you need to like explore through the trees a little bit. But for right now, I really just need to stick to this dirt path here, and it'll take you to where you need to go. Oh, that bat came out of nowhere. So right now, we're just fighting a bunch of animals that have gotten possessed of some sort. I'm assuming those bears weren't too friendly to start off with, but now they're even more bad news. And here I'm totally demolishing this bat. Making my way down. There was some significant lag when you first got to this area. I think this is where everyone's at, and so every now and then you might see me kind of sputter out for a minute. That usually happens in starting areas. So here is kind of a boss dude. You can see here he has some ads, and I've seen people trying to get groups together and I'm wondering if this is where they were going. Cause I saw people trying to like get a group, and they were even asking for like specific specs and whatnot. So I wonder if that's where they were fighting, or maybe there's a dungeon nearby or something. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I wonder if people are trying to go and like fight that guy. So once again, so there you go. Follow the path. Finally found where I need to go. Walk down the stairs. And around here are a bunch of flowers you can gather to get the resources for your hat. But when you got the flowers initially, you came and talked to these folks. They gave you a recipe. You went and built your hat. And now I'm coming back. You can see we're all wearing matching hats. So yay us. Now I'm back, and we can start the ritual. All right, we do our little song and dance. As expected, we get attacked by a wolf and a bird with glasses for some reason. Not that there's anything wrong with glasses. I'm wearing glasses right now. Just did not expect a bird to be seen to have glasses, and the wolf has a scarf. Maybe these are someone's pets. Who knows? But here now we're actually fighting two mobs at once. So this is a 2v1. And so now you see this little arrow where you get to choose who you want to attack. So when it's just 1v1, all you gotta do is attack. Same with you when you're healing. When I heal, I just need to click heal. I don't need to select myself. But if I was in a party, it did mention that you would need to select who you want to heal. Also, I need to find out where to put my avatar in this game. Maybe I don't even go avatar because it's hiding my spells ability. So I need to figure out what to do about that. Um, because you kind of want to see the spells you're clicking in this game. So maybe in future videos I'll move myself around a little bit to get a better view. But yeah, we handled them. Almost level 5. Looking good. Alright, almost done. So there's a bigger source we gotta deal with. It's off to the west, so I think we know where that is and who we need to fight here. Alright, so updated our quests, and now it's saying we need to head out to the west and destroy whatever is causing this plague on the forest. Come on, let's get going. Alright. So I'm checking out the backpack here. So we keep all our items, the various resources we've gathered. The various tabs, it's typical stuff. Various tabs will have your gear and what spells you've learned, all that kind of stuff. Not a lot going on. You see when we get to the spell section, I only have 2 spells, just a firebolt and a healing one. I'm kind of curious to see how you spec your people out later on because I wonder if you could do tank builds. So right now we're all kind of like wizards, at least we started that way. So I wonder if later on you spec with some kind of tank ability. Like, do you get shields or something? Do you get some kind of distract or enrage abilities to get aggro, or how that's going to work? Obviously, there you could probably build healing or DPS. So I'm kind of curious to see how that dynamic works out and if you're able to respec easily to fit different roles. So I'm supposed to be heading west, but I can't help it. I get distracted too easily. So I gotta gather some resources first. Now let's move on with the quest. Nope. Can't pass up any mining opportunities. Alright. Now let's head to the boss. Maybe after just one more thing to mine. What I like about these kind of games is there's enough going on, action, keep you entertained, but it's also not super intense, and so you can kind of do other stuff too, like watching TV or watching NBA playoffs or whatever, and have that on while I'm playing this as well. So you can do 2 things at once. But here's the big boss dude, and you notice the ads aren't here anymore. So I wonder if the ads would fight you if you just try to fight them outright. But when it's part of the quest line, the ads are gone, so it's not like a group thing anymore. It's just a solo quest thing. But you can see here I'm doing some burn ability or burn damage over time on him. So my fireball has a chance to burn. For the most part, it's not much different than the other bears you fight. He does have that kind of purple aura coming on him. I'm not sure if he's doing any kind of poison damage. It doesn't look like it. Or maybe I'm too high level to get hit by it. But make quick work of him. So he's out. Still breathing. Now, this is interesting. I didn't expect this, how you could heal him, or you could just walk away and let him die, I guess. And I'm not sure if these actions will have any kind of consequences or how that works. It's always interesting when a game builds that in, right? I'm not sure if that goes to like reputation or if this is going to come back at any point to make a difference, or it's just like a fun little thing to do to add to the game. So I'm kind of curious about that. But here I go. This is the thing causing all the issues with the force. So I gotta take it out. Yep, let's break it. But yeah, like I mentioned before, you could play this game, and I had like, watching NBA playoffs on the TV. Because it's just fun to kind of wander around, explore, mine, farm some kills. While at the same time, I could just pay attention to watching basketball and not have to be like entirely invested in this game the entire time, and still make progress towards it. I need to be heading back, but can't pass up any mining opportunities. Here I go. Nope, nope, saw an ore. Gotta get that first. Okay, here we are. All right, cleansing the forest. Everyone's gonna be our friend again. All right. Now these guys are all chill against. Maybe they were someone's pets. Who knows? But I'm all done with that. Now we need to churn in the quest, or go back to the original quest giver. Let them know that we have saved the forest. All is good in the world again. So you can click the map. The map's kind of works. I thought you could like zoom in, but you can't really zoom in. Or maybe you can, just don't figure out how to do it yet. But it's kind of like a zoomed out view. But we do have fast travel, so we can get back to the main base again. I'm assuming going to other places will cost money eventually. But it is nice having that fast travel, especially since we don't have a mount yet. And now it's the most difficult part of the quest, is trying to remember who I got the quest from, because I've totally forgot who it came from. And so I'm just going to wander around here a bit until someone looks familiar. You would think it's, I'm a mage and I got a mage quest, must be in the mage tent. Nope, there's no one here. This is where you would go to like get more spells and whatnot. So nobody was in there. So now I'm just wandering around looking for an exclamation on someone's head. What about these guys? Nope, not these guys. Keep on looking. Is there any clue in the quest? Nope. Gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, look at that. That's right. So I'm all done. And then we'll get started on the new quest line. So we want to talk to the Red Emissary. So I've been watching Wheel of Time. So Red Emissary got me a little PTSD thinking it's like the Red Aja. But I don't think they're bad guys. I think it'd be fine. But I'm all done there. Got my new quest. Now I get to continue the quest line. But yeah, as far as first reactions, I really think this game has a lot of potential. I had fun just doing this first quest part of it. I like the combat system. It'll be really interesting to see how it gets later on whenever you're like having like multiple spells, and also like what the group dynamics is gonna look like. I think that'll be a lot of fun to check out. Doing grouping up and doing, I'm not sure there's like instance runs you do, or it's just boss fights, or how all that's gonna work. But something I'm really looking forward to. And I'll do more content on that once I figure all that stuff out. Right now, I'm just kind of getting a first feel for it, just to see if it's enough of its, if I've played enough to warrant playing more. And I think I have. I think I'm very interested in it. Also, like, as I mentioned before, I'm playing the Pixels game, and through that game, you can earn the Pixels currency, right? The dollar sign Pixel token, and you could use those tokens in this game to buy goods. I haven't seen how that all works yet, but I think it's a really cool concept where I could use a pixel game to get my money. You know, it's like your farming simulator, right? So I can farm in that game, get the money, bring that money over to this game, and use that to enhance this game. So I love that kind of interaction between the two. I can spend all my time farming that game. This one does all the action. They work together. It's a really cool concept. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this. Then there are a lot of other games that are kind of similar to this, and so I kind of want to try them all out and do like a compare and contrast between the two, the pros and cons. But so far, so good with this game. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're playing this game and how it's going for you. Let me know what other content is out there, what other Web3 games I should be checking out. I'd be happy to try them out for y'all. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.